So today is 19th November 2020. So we have finished the get image, get YouTube, get file. I have few more others like get audio, get emails or something, or email, get phone number, something like that. So which I will not do today, which I will do after a few days when appropriate time will come. So let's not worry about these three. And I have another also called an upload file, and two others like upload file and upload multiple files. And this also will not take now. We'll keep it later, because upload file generally I don't put on any production server, because I already explained that it will take a lot of space which I don't have on my server. So what I'm going to start today is the complete Crud operation on Parse server, and with pagination and many more things, and search and all other things. So this project is very important. The reason being, all the projects which we will do will come out from this project. So if we want to add, we will go and refer this one. If we want to do edit, we'll go and refer this one and make a new edit. If we want to do view, search, pagination, we will this project be the basis of all the projects. So this project is very important, and you should practice this project again and again. It will take few days to complete this project, but once it is done, it is needed that you should practice this multiple times and master this project again and again, because everything will be dependent on this project. So after this project, I will give you few assignments, and every person will get new assignment. So it will not be same. So person A can get one assignment, person B can get another assignment. So something different. Everyone will get different assignments. So let's start. We will start this as, let's start. I'll go to React, not here. I have to go to complete React. Okay, let's go here. So one thing I need to fix in the get file, I created the target blank, and whenever I create this AH reference target blank, we need to put this relation, that is no referrer. Otherwise we get this warning. So I will go in the get file and I'll fix this. So we have this where is that A tag? Yeah, this A tag, the target is blank. I'll add just relay non-opener, non-referrer. And that error warning should go away. Okay, I'll check back after a few minutes. By the time we'll start the new project. Okay. Since this project will be the basis of all the other projects, which we will do many other projects, not all. So I'll rename this project to, I'll create a folder called as project 0000. That is, I should immediately go and access this project whenever I need it. And I'll copy the project 2. I'll copy the project 2 in the, or let me see what is there in project 2. Project 3 is input address. Yeah, let's copy from project 3 and put it here inside the project 0. And I'll go to I'll go to app.js and change this to project 0. Okay, so this is something I put project 0 here. Let's go to project 0 again. So in the add, we have input box and text area. And let's check that first. Okay, let me see. I should see the title and description. So this is what I'm getting. And now what I do, I'm building something in this project. Consider that I'm building something about the Facebook wall-like thing. When you try to go into the Facebook wall, you see only the one field, not the two field. So I'll remove the input field. I'll only keep the rich text area, and I can say this as, for example, I'll say this as, I'll name something. Name it. So I'll name it as okay. I'll name it as we can call it as content. Let's put it as content. So I'm taking the content from the user. I can put anything. I just put content. And this is the content. I'll remove the title. I want only one field. Consider it as a Facebook wall where only there is a description box. User has to put only description box. And I'll change the name to testing all. I'll name it all. Because we'll be testing many things, edit, add, delete, and all. So I'm testing all. Okay. Now remember, whenever I have the form and whatever method I have shown you, I can generally have one thing called as E. E comes like an event, and I take the event like this way: event.target.name and event.target.value. And another way is I can use it as handle change with name. So another way is something I can have a name and the value, and I can use this name here and get the value. So one of the way is to get this handle change with event, which we use a normally input box. Handle change with name has two things. Either handle change with name two things. One is the name and value, and I update the name with the value. So in either of these two, I can take and I can use it in my form. Since I will be using only description, I don't need this handle change now. So I'll delete the handle change now. And I'll use this handle change with name in my page. I will delete input box also. So in the handle rich text area, I'm passing handle description. Now I'll replace it with handle change with name. But I need to pass first thing is the name. First part is the name. But with the description rich text area component, we don't get name. We only get the value. So to make it forcefully to pass its name, what I have to do, I have to use the bind. So I will use bind, and I'll say this. And second parameter will be, I will put the name whatever I want. So here I will say content. So now what will happen? This rich text area will send the name as the first field which I pass it here, that is the content. And the second value will come directly from the rich text area. So that way I can call this change with name, the name and the value. Okay. Okay, this is another way to get the value. And with the input box, the difference is that we don't get the value, we get event, and we have to create the value from the event. So that is another way. So there are only two ways which we have to consider. One is handle change with name, and one is directly handle change. In this case, since I'm using only rich text area, I will use handle change with name. But tomorrow, if I add some input box or other thing, then I will add handle change also. Okay, let's see now what happened. What it was. So we have only this one. So let's remove the title. I don't need to display the title. I'll display only the text box area. Okay, I don't need title. Though I need a space between these two, which I don't want to fix it now. That will be fixed later. And in the project layout, I will say project all, and I'll put it as 3 to make it a little smaller. Okay. So this is my add page, and I will add something in it. Then we'll go further. Okay, I need one more thing. Though I have the description and I'm making something like Facebook wall, but there is a slight difference. I need location part also because I want to show you how the locations are to be tackled in the project, and location is the main part in all my projects. So I will add location part also. Though Facebook does not have that, but this is something different. I'm not using exactly the Facebook. So I need location box also. I'll copy this location box into this project. I'll call the location box like this. Inside my project, let's go and add the location box. So I want that person should tell where he is located. Your location. Okay, so handle select, handle location select. So this handle location select, if we see, is nothing but it's taking key value pair. So I will not create another function location select. It is similar to handle change with name. So I will call that handle change with name and bind this with the location, and I will add location here in my initial data. Initially it will be, let's see what we have initially here. Okay, initially it will be empty object. Okay, so I get this location, I get this state area, and both are calling same function when I change the value. I can do that here. Okay, so this is fine. Only thing I need to add location here. Here I'll change the content. So when I'm saving, I want to save this content as a content, and also I want to save the location as this. So location will be saved as location and form value dot location, and I also need one more field called as location underscore geo. I can rename it to anything I want. And then we get this latitude and longitude. Okay, so this is all about the project in adding the thing. Let's add something. So I will add first time the location. Let's say my location is this 1230 St. Thomas Aquino Road. Okay, something is wrong. We have to. Let's see what is wrong. Okay, I'm not on change event back as value. Okay, let's go and see what the error is not clear, which I can see. Placeholders is enter content, and I'll use content here. So here actually I need the content, not the description, because description was going as a null, and null I think is creating the problem. We'll see. So we should take the content, which has the default value of empty string. If I pass here null, so null make it some complications in the text box. So I'll change it to this one. Let's see now. Okay, so now I'm not getting error, and my form values is having the content and the location. This is the location, and then I'll put content. So geo, latitude, longitude must be valid numbers. Okay, so this is something why we are getting error. Let me check this add one. So this add one is having the form. You know, many times this location box does not work with the form thing. So I will remove this form tag. And on the button, I'll make the type of button. And here I'll say on click. I'll call the and a submit. And since I'm calling the and a submit on the click of the button, I don't need this E here. I don't need E.prevent default. This E and E.prevent default is only needed when I have the form. Since I'm calling on the click of the button, I don't need it. So let me do it again. So here I'll put some content. This is my first post. Okay, so I'm getting this form values. P is this one, and I have this city location. Okay, so let me submit it. So as soon as I submit it, I'm on the home page, and I added that in the database. We'll check that. So this is a testing all, and I can see location is there, content is there. This is what I added it here. I don't need this O tag O in the console.log. Let me remove that. Okay, let's remove this one. I think it's coming in the location box. This O thing, I don't need it now because that one was when we building. See, this O is not needed. Okay. So I did this. O is not there, and we are getting this warning. Form is defined but never used. Since I removed the form, so I'm getting this warning. Why not to remove this form part here? We don't need it now. Okay, so now we will be working on this home page and we'll be trying to display this content here on the home page. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I have some urgent work to complete. Okay, just hold for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back again. Can you hear me? Okay. Now what I'll do, not what I'll do is that let's try to make. Okay, so this is the add one, and okay, this is the add part. Let's close the add part. We are done with the add part. We are able to add it into the database, and all the things in the add part I explained already in the previous video, so I don't want to repeat that. You can go to the past video and check how to add the stuff. Now in the view part, home page will be showing it. So whatever user has put in the ad, we want to show it to the user, and that will come in the home page, home part. So in the home part, I will delete this. Okay, I don't want this one link, or let it keep it there. I will put another HR tag, and I will display everything below this HR tag. Okay, so this here the content will come between these two HR tags. Okay, let's remove the HR tag now. Here I'll put some div, and I'll say content will come here. Okay, so that is what we will be doing. Okay. Okay, so this part is little. It will become very complicated. It will grow one by one. So you have to understand what I'm doing. I'll move this user part, constant user part, out of this home part here in the top. Since user will be always there, I don't want to put it inside this. I can put inside home also, but I just want to move now for now to see how things are going. I think it's fine. Because here I have to write something only specifically to the view of this table, so view of this part. That's the reason I moved this user right now, but I can put this inside also the home, and I'll move this later. So when the page will load, I want to go to the database and get the content. So the first thing is when the page loads. So whenever you get the idea of page load, you have to use effect. And whenever the page load comes, that means I have to put this empty array in this page load, in this effect, and there will be a function called, and I'll here write down on component or page load. So where I should see this console.log whenever the page is loaded. So what we are doing the search view of the database. So content will appear here. This is the HTML part, and here I see the use effect which will come on the page load. Okay, so this here I will put content. Now what I will do, let's try to put this div with the class name of row, and the content inside row I will create div of class name of col3. So this is the left side column, and then I'll create another class with class name called 6. It is the middle one. So I'm dividing into 3-column layout. So to divide the 3-column layout in Bootstrap, we have to create first row, and then we have to create different div based on the column we need. So we need 3 columns, so I create 3 div, and total number of all 3 or 4 should be 12. So here left side column will be 3 in the width, 3%, let's say 30% in the width. Total is, no, it's not percentage, total is 12. So it should be 3 part on the left side, 3 part on the right side, and 6 part on the middle one. So here I see the content is coming in the middle part, and here I'll say left side, and here I'll say right side. So there will be 3 part. So left side content I said. Well, how about we remove the right side? We'll keep in the left side and the content. So let's make this 3 and 9. Or we can make it as 4 or 8. Total should be 12. So this is the left side, and this is the content is coming here. So left side I will be creating the search box, and user can search on the database. So that will come on the left side, and the right side is the content, which I will be doing it now. So this is the use effect, and I have to call the database whenever the page load. So this is the part where I have to call the database. So here I will write down, call the DB to get the data. So we have to call the Parse database to get the data. And once the data is back, we have to put somewhere in some variable. So I'll create one state variable called as constant. And I can name it anything. Right now I'll name it as data and state data. So whenever the content will come from the Parse server, I will save it in this variable data using the function set data. Initially I'll make this react.useState. So initially I will make some, it is an object, and I'll make some default value for it. So for example, I will say results. So it will get, I will get from the backend the results. Results is what? It is an array of all the data. So we will get array of all the data in results. So let's say we have, consider this in the backend. I will show you how it will look. So this data will come. So this data will have content, user, geo, location, and all. So consider this as an object where I will get location, user, and many blah blah things. So this object, and it will be in the array. So there will be one object for the first row. There will be second object for the second row. So whenever we put one row, this will come here as this one object. And when I put second row, it will come as a second object. So, and all will be wrapped in the array. This is how it will look. So initially I'm putting results as an array because we haven't got anything from the backend. So I'll make the results as an empty array. And I also get a count. What I'll get? Count. How many records are there? So initially I'm placing it 0. So this count will be how many records are present in DB for current condition. Current condition means tomorrow if I'm searching, then the count will be based on the search. And if I'm not searching, the count will be based on without search. Sorry. Okay. Now, so I get the data and set the data. Initially, the results is the empty array and the count is 0. And now here I will do something here that I will get the data. And once I get the data, I will put it in this data. So let's do that. Since the call will be Ajax, so we need the asynchronous function. And I cannot asynchronous function on this use effect. This will not work. Since I cannot add the asynchronous part here in the use effect, I will create another function inside this use effect called as constant process. And this will be the asynchronous function. And I can call it as async before this function. So if you don't understand what asynchronous is and why I'm adding it, just remember that it will take some time for the data to come back from the back end to the front end. And since it will take time, I have to use asynchronous before the function so that I should be able to take use of async and await. And I will explain async await detail in few days. But right now consider the function should have the asynchronous before this function. And I'll call this process function. Now all the call to the database will be inside this process function because all the calls are asynchronous and everything which is in asynchronous I should be wrapped in the asynchronous function. So I will put all the content here in the asynchronous function. Now to do the parsing query in the database, so we need to now query the database or to the Parse server. So I'll go to document to show you where I'm searching to get the query. So this is the query which I am doing right now. And it's saying basic queries. So start with the basic query. I can use these two lines, but since I have already in the query I don't use this one, though they have taken show to use this one. I will use only the second part, and I can make this second part. You can go with these two lines also, as they have explained, but I will go with a shortcut and using the query directly. So I'll say constant query equal to parse query, and here I have to give the table name which I am querying. So which table name I am querying? If I go to the add one, it's testing all. So I'll say new parse.query testing all. So this will be the query which I will be using it. And if I do like this, I will whatever will come for this query, I will put in some variable. Let's create a variable called as records, and the records should have all the results. And to get the records, we will say query dot find. What I'm saying, go to this table and use the find. Since this is an Ajax call, I have to always use await before this Ajax call, so that I can use this record variable. Now I'll check what is coming in the record. So if you see the record, I get the one parse object. That is, this is the array with one zeroth number. And if I open the zeroth number, I will get the class name testing all. And ID is this one. This ID is nothing but the ID which I see it here. This is the ID. And whatever parameter I added, like this location, geo, content, all will come inside this attributes. Inside attributes, I get content, created at, location, geo, updated, whatever I put using the insert add. In addition to that, I also get permission, I also get the created at, I also get updated at when this record was updated. So I get all this information in the attributes. So, but I don't get the count. I only get this one. I need count also. So to get the count, I will modify my query to a little bit to get the count. Okay, count will be, let's say, query dot with count. If I pass this parameter with count, then I will get count also. Let's check this. Now I refresh it, I get results and the count. Count is 1 and results is an array, and if I open it, results is the array of all the records which I have, and this results and count is similar to what I created here, results and count. Okay, so I get the results and count. So once I get the results, I will put this record in the set data. So let's call that set data. I will say await set data, and in the set data I will pass the records. So since I call it set data, the data will be updated with the records, and I'll push this console.log outside and I'll pass the data. So whenever the record will come, it will update the set data and data will be updated, and I will be able to see data here. And this is the query. We will add more things here in this query to show you different things. I'll show you that one. So here I can see the data is count. I have the results of all the records. Before even putting more things here, let's try to display this data on the page. So to display the data, I will use right now, I can use my own formatted CSS, but for now, for this current Crud project, I will use I'll use table. I'll say React Bootstrap. Let's go to React Bootstrap and get the table. Where is the table? Okay, something kind of this one table. I'll use this one table. Let's copy this table. So where I see content will appear here, I'll put the table and I'll change the, no need to change anything. Class name is not there, but I have to call this table import table from React Bootstrap. Okay, let's do this one. And this is the header, this is the body. I don't need all three below one. I need only one, which will be replaced with the dynamic data which is coming from the server. I don't need this hover part. I'll remove the hover part. Okay, so the table will appear with the data which I get from the backend. Okay, so on the left side, I'm seeing this table. How about we change this thing to different one? Okay, let me change this to. Okay, so this will be the content which I will get from the backend. And here, third item will be, I will say, third item will be, maybe I can say location. What location I use for this one. And fourth one will be actions. So I will create 4 columns for this one. And here I will get the dynamic data which I will get from the server. Here actions will be something like this. I can say edit, delete, detail, and what you can call it as. Yeah, let's save this one. Edit, delete, and detail. I will modify it more. Right now I just put it this one. or right now I'll just put actions and I'll replace with them later. So right now you see only the hard-coded value, but we need to show something from this data, and it has the results, and whatever result I get, I have to show it here. So if you see results is having a Parse object, and I will show you how to use this Parse object now. So let's make this modifier to get the dynamic content. And all the content is inside this data variable. So I will take use of this data variable. So I will check here before table starts. I will say data should be there and data dot results. So results is an array, you see. So I can say dot length should be greater than 0. So there should be some value in the results. Then only I will show this table. And then I will say and I'll put whole table inside that one. So when I'm showing the table, I'm showing the table when data is there, and inside data the results is there, and inside results the length should be greater than 0. Since we have results already there as a default one, that means data will always be there. So this condition doesn't make sense. So I will only put data.results.length should be greater than 0, and if I get this one, I will show the table. Initially I put this empty array, so this is 0, the length is 0, so I won't the table unless I get data from the server. Let me refresh this. So you will see there is a slight gap to display the table, and that is something when I'm trying to get the data from the server. So I'm only showing the table if I have some results in the data. And then what I will do, I will take these results. I have to go through these results, loop through the results, and get the data from. So to loop through the results, I will go through this tr tag, and I'll say data.results.map, and in the map I will have an arrow function, and each record will be called as item, and inside this curly bracket I will return this tr. Now I have to make this tr as a dynamic. So first thing will be I have to make this key. I have to create a key, otherwise I'll get warning. And key will be nothing but item.id. So there will be ID coming in each record, that is called item.id. So if you want to see what is item is there, I'll say console.log item is item. So I'll show you what is there in the item. So item is a Parse object. This is a Parse object, and we have the ID, which I will display it here. So let's display the ID first. So display the ID, instead of 1, I will put item.id. So as soon as I put item.id, I can see this ID is here. Next thing, what I have to display the content. To get the content, I'll go to attributes part, and inside attributes I have the content, and also I have the location, and I want to show location formatted address. So I'll add these two things now. So in the name field, in the content field, I'll say item.get. I have to use get, and inside the get I will say content. And for the And for the location formatted address, I will say item.get location, and inside location I want formatted address. So this will be the second part. Let's check how it looks. So I'm getting location properly here, correctly here, but this content is coming correctly, but it is not rendering the HTML part. It is showing me the P tag. So I'll fix that now in a minute. And I'm getting this ID correctly. So I'm getting the content and location, everything correctly. Only thing is I need to render this part correctly with what you call as removing the P tag. We have to remove the P tag. We have to show the real HTML tag. Okay, so for that, let me see what I can do. So there is a package to fix that, and I have already installed that package. Let's see how to use this package. Okay, let's try to see how to use that package. So let me see which package I have installed to fix this part. You know, we have HTML tag. I don't want that. I want the HTML tag to be rendered properly. Okay, so this is the package I have used, render HTML, and I'll see now how to use that. Not this one. So here I will see some example how to use that. So first thing is I need to import this part. Let's import that one. And then to use it, I have to use like this one. So I will go here in the content part. Before I start this item.get, I will put render HTML and start a round bracket and end with a round bracket. Okay, so this is how I do it. So now you will see it is rendered into the proper HTML tag. So sometimes the people don't like this table. They want Facebook like wall. So I will not show you right now, but we will do it sometime later, that we have one row, one column also only with I only show the content. But right now the aim of this project is to understand how the data comes and how the content is loaded on the page. And that's the reason I will only show this table right now in this project, but later on we will change it to different views. Maybe one will be Facebook style, Amazon style, something like that. Different views will come. Okay, let's go further now. So I'm able to properly show this data here. Let's add one more record so you can see. Okay, let's try to make this as 9 and 3. Since content will come too much, so I want this area to be bigger. Okay, so this is my content. This left side will come with a search box and all will be there. Let's try to add one more record. So I'll put location as San Francisco. So that means this content was related to this location, for example. This is my second post. So you will see now two things are coming. One is the first post and second post. And the first post is coming first at the top and second is coming at the bottom. Because we haven't given the sorting, so it is taking the default, whatever the content is there in the database, it takes all and it will show it here. So let's say if I want to sort based on the created date, that is the new thing should come at the top. This this is my second post should come above this one. So for that, I have to use the sorting, and let's use the sorting now. So in the query, I can say sorting. So in the query, I can say query dot. If I want to do ascending, I will use ascending. This one ascending. Since I want to do date descending, that is the new date which is currently posted should come at the top. So I will use descending, and then I will say which field I want to do. It should be created at. So the one which is created recently will be at the top, which is created yesterday will be at the bottom. So you will see second is my post is at the top, and this is my post is at the bottom. So I use this sorting part, and to add count part in results. So to add a count part, I use the with count. To add the sorting, I use this part. I also want to show when was this created, how many minutes back this one was created. So to do that, I have to use one utility, and that utility is called moment. Import moment from moment. Since I have not installed moment, I am getting this error. So let's add the moment also here in the project. I will say npm install minus save moment. Moment is a date utility which will help us to manipulate the date. So anytime manipulation in date is very complex. So to do vanilla JavaScript manipulation, it is better to use this moment. It will do a lot of manipulation on the date field. Let it install and then we'll use it. Okay, so now it is still adding. Let's add the code and then we can use it there. So maybe below this formatted address, I will try to put that part. So inside TD, I will create one div, and in this div, it will be formatted address. I will create another div, and here I will use the date. And to use the date, I can say item dot get. So I will take the created at. So this will show me the created at. Let's see how it looks. Okay, moment is still doing. We have to wait till moment gets completed. Loading, still downloading. Okay. Let me comment the moment for now. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, so this date one is object, then that's the reason it's giving me error. So anything object on the HTML will not work. And still date part which I added is an object so it is giving me the error. Okay, so let's see now moment is installed. I will add the moment and I'll make this a string based on. So once I added the moment, this is the created date. I will wrap around moment this create date, and then I'll say dot from now. When I say from now, it will show how many minutes ago this post was created. Now if I go to the page, you will see 6 minutes ago, 44 minutes ago. So this post was created 44 minutes ago, and this post is created 6 minutes ago. Okay, so let's make this this part bold. I'll put some style equal to font weight equal to bold. I want this part to be bold. So it's saying 6 minutes ago and an hour ago. So this is how we add the timings and we show the record here. And in this project we have to do a lot. We have to add the search part on the left side. We have to do pagination. We have to show the distance. So if I choose some location, how much this location is away from me, how much is this location away from me. So I should see 10 miles far or 5 miles far, something like that. I should be able to add. And I should be able to add, edit, delete, show detail page, and all things we will do in few days. So for today, okay, the question, I got one question. How do we know that result coming from DB is in the form of array? So right now this parse array always gives the result in the array. So if I go to the network panel, I'll refresh it. You will see the preview, and in the preview you see the count is 2 and result is coming in the array format. So for the parse, if you are using parse server, the result is coming in the array always. If you are using any other API, you have to go inside this preview to see what kind of content is there. Is it array, it is object, it is anything. So depending on the API, you will get object or you will get array. So if I see this whole thing is coming as an object, and the first key for the object is count, and second key is the results, and results is an array, and count is a numeric value. So depending on the API, you have to know, you will know whether it's an array, it's an object, it is a numeric, it is a string, and based on that you can use it on your page. Since parse server always gives the result in the array, and that's why I know it is an array, and I have used that one. And since I'm using parse server in the backend, so I'm using the array as the results. Okay, so sometimes if you use different API, it may give object, or another API it may give you numeric. So you have to go to the API and see what how to parse that in your React application. Try to do this part today, and we'll continue tomorrow with more stuff on this one. And remember, this one is the most important project because this will be the basis for all the projects which we will do in future. So once I'm done with this project, I will give assignment to each student, and each assignment will be different. For example, one site is meetup.com. So I will give one person to make the application like meetup.com. So see, they are displaying some results, something like that. So we have to, I don't expect the exact exact looks kind of thing, but the functionality should be similar to this one. So something we'll do, this is one of the website we'll build. We'll copy all the websites. So whatever website you will see, you have to copy that. And looks like, I don't care, you can use React Bootstrap, anything, looks can be anything, but the functionality should be same. Okay, looks you whatever you can make, or simply take the React Bootstrap and just make a nice looking website with the React Bootstrap. I don't expect the color to be meetup red and all kind of things. Just put the meetup at the top and display the results like this. So this all will be, once you know this project, you can build anything. So any project, any website can be built based on the knowledge which we will gain in this project. So that's all for today. Any questions, or we'll continue tomorrow then? Okay, so bind is something which is not related to React one. Bind is